And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Broken Sword, the Shadow of the Templars. I'm here with Darupka again.
Hey, what's up, fellow Beastians?
Yes, and we just went through Khan's pants pockets. We have his...
Khan!
Yeah. Khan!
Khan! Khan!
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can keep up with the intensity.
It was
of
the
this
card
one.
I'd found in the hotel bedroom.
I'm sorry, I was tough.
Thomas Merlin.
Anyway,
Gruber Electronics Corporation.
And now that we rummage through Khan's things, we'll finally get the manuscript that is in the... I guess we haven't actually mentioned it yet, but I think Lady Piermont mentioned that something changed hand between Khan and the hotel receptionist.
yeah.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Of course.
All right.
Okay, I just had the idea for the worst fan fiction ever. Because
Between Lady Piermont and George?
No.
Oh, okay.
For the listeners, we've been just recording another Let's Play. Lance Boyle and Lady Piermont.
Oh, God.
Ear bleeding.
I have to link to that once that comes out. So people
Yeah,
know what the hell I'm
I'll
talking
probably
about.
I'll edit it still today, but I just had this
passing
vision.
himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has 1,000,000 faces.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
I have to go, ma'am.
Actually, we didn't need to show her that. We could have just gone straight for the receptionist.
What now, monsieur?
I'm just wondering
Does
if
this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want
Nice
to see what
alliteration
he left
there,
in
man.
your safe.
Merlin the murderer.
Impossible.
Yeah,
I
Say that
cannot
like
betray
5
his
times.
confidence,
Merlin the murderer.
No
Merlin
matter
the murderer.
what
Yeah, I
you say
can.
he's done.
Yeah.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe I can live with that.
Oh yeah. So no, yeah, that was exactly what we needed to do. We need to show him the ID, and he won't give us the package. So now it's for Lady Piermont's help. This is a really funny bit. I really.
Yeah.
What we end up doing here.
Hello, George.
Hello, George.
Would you like to keep Merlin's
George!
pass as a
It's
memento?
like so like
No,
what is
darling.
it,
I
Faulty
showed the
Towers
pass to the
character.
clerk,
Seriously.
hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George.
This fucking voice actress. This is just wonderful.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail in the package.
A mere
That is
academic
against the
detail.
law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
I
My
am the
pleasure,
law.
Lady Piermont.
Remember that Stallone played
please.
Judge Dredd?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines.
She is Judge Dredd.
I am the law.
I'm the law!
Much since Green and
Adrian!
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
That walk cycle, man.
Voilà,
Oh my
monsieur,
God.
le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a
Well,
tightly
I
rolled
guess
sheet
World
of
War
parchment.
II doesn't count, I
I
guess.
decided not to until I was safely back in Nico's
Yeah.
apartment.
Well. Okay. Wait a minute. Yes. I want to save and let's see. I don't think George will walk out of the hotel now because we got frisked by the gangsters the first time. So
Yeah.
even in the original game, George is too smart to walk out, I think.
No, he'll walk out actually.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, he'll be executed.
Oh, yes. Well, that's good that I saved then because this is
Yeah.
what happens now.
Yep.
Hold it right there.
That guy
Suck
still
it
looks
again.
like one of the Daltons, seriously. Not the
All right.
chubby one, the skinny one.
We're gonna get the first death of the game.
Yep, they're gonna shoot him in the face.
after, Guido?
Because this is the badass
That's
version
he.
where they didn't cut out the
I can
cool stuff.
explain everything. Well, almost everything.
Too late. You're on your way to feed the fishes.
I'm allergic to fish. I break out in blotches when I eat tuna.
Let's go.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is kind of anticlimactic, but that's still kind of scary. Where they just like bagged him up. And
But it's quite like jarring because it's just this nothing cinematic about it. They just like drop him like a sack.
exactly. Yeah.
Just like you would imagine mob people would do.
This is what I remember very vividly because I did play this back in the 90s, in the late 90s, and I remember the fact that you could die was such a big deal, and that's what I hate about the newer versions, and that they kind of just sanitize the fact that you die in a way that.
Well, I don't understand why, because I always felt the game is more...
I guess it has to do with the fact that when they're re-releasing this game, like the age, the standards for like age recommendations have changed since the late 90s, and they just can't get away with the same age rating anymore as they used to. And there's a risk like that people will not buy
I
them.
knew this was no way to
Okay, and this is what you need to do is to
But
throw
I
it in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
alleyway.
in the hands of the goons
You know
by
what
my
I thought the
side.
first time when I played this? I thought you had to actually somehow get down, somehow jump down here. But then I figured out, oh, he's just throwing it down, right? Because I figured out that you could go into the back. And, yeah. But this is a good puzzle, though.
By the way, once we get to the alleyway and get that script, like, it's a very beautifully made background, and that's the only time in the game when you get to see it. Like, we're never coming back to Hotel Ubu after this, so it's like, so much, like, detail for this one location, where you never ever return.
The thing about this game is that, especially the animations of the characters, the quality of the backgrounds, there's so much detail going where in other adventure games, where they would save on the animation, or they would,
Hold it right there.
Touch
him again.
not bother with that elaborate detail as much, but, yeah.
Nothing, Guido.
You notice the pre-rendered
Okay.
flags, though.
Let him go.
They kind of
Yep.
stick out a little bit.
They do.
Yeah. It's not bad, though. I like it.
Yeah, I guess it was easier to make them like that.
As opposed to hand animated.
They could have hand animated it, but
And this totally looks like a location
The
where there could be a
manuscript was
puzzle
what
of something,
started
like
Guido.
Yeah.
opening that
wanted
locked
to
door or
disappoint
something.
that's
but-
what I thought too. I thought that you have to somehow
Wait to back
get
to
there
the
and something, but like not really. And it's kind of a little bit of a red herring.
Yeah.
Not as bad as like in Maniac Mansion with the chainsaw. I don't know if you know the story that in Maniac Mansion.
I think we've actually mentioned on the Gabriel Knight
It's not another
Let's
part
Play
of the
the
cloud
whole
Oh, yeah, yeah.
chainsaw and the tank of gas and then
In
you find
Zach McCracken,
Same
you
as
find
Zach
the tank of
McCracken,
gas, and it's a total red herring joke.
I gotta get back to Zach McCracken.
It's
I
a
tried playing that
medieval
game for a little
manuscript.
while and I got really frustrated with it.
It's a very frustrating game. It is, however, it's got some really good jokes, but
Yep.
Maniac Mansion is definitely an improvement. Because the
could
problem
be,
with Zach McCracken,
which
as I told you,
means
there is
it's worth enough to
certain
kill
moments
for.
that if you fuck up,
Yep.
then you got to
And-
start the game from the beginning.
Okay,
or
now
rebuild.
it's about it's story time soon with Nico.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
they couldn't
It's,
afford
it's a
one.
little annoying in the
What of
cutscene.
it?
There's actually
Have you ever
there
heard
aren't
of the Knights
subtitles. They're
Templar?
still in this part when they're talking about
official
it.
seal was
But
at
I
the
like
age
this.
of
I
two
like the
knights
fact that they use
sharing a
kind of
horse.
the medieval art style when she starts to tell
Whatever
the story
this
of the Knight
manuscript
Templars.
means, it's connected
Yep.
to the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned
Just
about
wanted to
them
say
while
it's like
writing an
story
article on
time
the
with
Crusades.
Nico. Sounds
Yeah.
like it.
Actually, I posted this on my second channel. It was when I was putting out a lot of those broken sword
This
videos.
guy, named
Nice.
Hughes the Payan, arrived one day at
Yeah,
the
now there's
court of
narration,
King
but
of
there's no
Jerusalem.
text, so
He offered
Yeah, I don't
to
get
protect
that.
Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies.
I think it was just the
Would be
fact
able
that
to guarantee safe transit
they just
for
had not
Christians in the land.
because in Beneath the Steel Sky in the cutscenes there's no text either. There's just the voiceover. So I suppose at this point they had
The Templars
because they use this weird video encoder thing in this. I think that's the only reason.
Yeah, this is the same engine like with Beneath the Steel Sky.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. It
They were
is.
so rich, even kings came to them for loans.
And I mentioned all the technical difficulties that with this game already in the first episode. If you
And turn them over to
Yeah.
the Inquisition. Thousands of
yes, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Mm.
Except you know what's funny part about the Spanish Inquisition is that they gave you 30 days notice before they came for you.
Yep.
So you had time to prepare a case against them for being accused of heresy. So you could seek legal advice and everything.
Yep.
It's not like in the Monty Python skits where they just
Well,
show up.
Well, that's the joke, you know.
Yeah.
They're
Hidden,
pretty
waiting
much
to be
aware of that,
discovered?
but Monty Python is pretty...
Yeah, Monty
Yes.
Python's Monty Python, so yeah.
600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Think about it, George.
Khan seems to be
One
kind of
guy's already died
because
for
everything in the
what
game
he
seems
said.
kind of implied, though, even though
Besides, that
George says
parchment is
the clown
fragile.
and his
Okay, I'm
accomplices.
convinced. You
But
keep
he
holding.
really seems to be like operating alone. So okay, now I think we.
Well, they're guessing at this point, but yeah,
I
he
found
seems to
Plantar's
be...
briefcase in the
Well,
killer's hotel room. It was empty.
it will turn out, you know, like the way how it turns out. It's actually very interesting because it's...
Let's take another look at
they
the
did fool me
manuscript.
too for a long time. Like, who is the...
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
Specializes in
that's a
medical
good
studies.
one.
His name is Lobino.
Lobino.
Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't stereotypical professor you have
yeah.
in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krön Museum. I'll give you the address.
And here's the enter Labana.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
I'll check between them.
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a
Ooh,
carpet
a
or a
loom.
tapestry.
That's
A
another,
loom.
Oh, do
that's
they
another
cover?
a great
It's a
adventure
clue
game.
to a place, I reckon.
From
Somewhere
LucasArts this
famed
time.
for weaving.
I don't know
and
if that
ship.
was
Where
if that's
folk
another
live in
reference
barrels?
to another
big copper
LucasArts game.
boxes.
Well, maybe not. I think that's just...
Yeah, could be, could maybe not. I don't know.
A knight with a
If it
crystal
is, it's
ball.
really well
this is
hidden.
the-
There's
this is
something
the part
written
where
on the scroll beside
George gets
the
to
knight.
use his special
Yes,
powers.
but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
This is really funny to me
Trick.
that
I
you know
studied law,
George.
okay? I can read
I might have
Latin.
I might have
Man,
mentioned this in
you're
the previous
touchy.
episode that
Tell me
the fact
that
that George knows Latin,
Through
and
my
in Gabriel Knight
teachings,
3 there's a
you
one
will be
big
enlightened.
part where Gabriel is like annoyed by the fact that there's a lot of Latin inscriptions and he doesn't understand any of it.
There's
Nice.
a woman looking
Oh
at
yeah,
her
I do.
reflection
Yeah,
in
that
a
is
mirror,
actually funny.
but the
Yeah,
reflection
it's actually
has
funny
3
because I
hideous
played
faces.
this
She
game
reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
right after
She was the
Gabriel
one
Knight
who
3.
said, mirror,
Yeah.
mirror on
So
the
I always
wall,
think of
wasn't
Gabriel
she?
Knight 3
She
too,
made
and
me
also the
cry so
story.
much
There's
when I
some
was a kid. Mom
themes
carried me
that
out of the movie
repeat, you
theater.
know, with the
She
whole
didn't fight
Templars and
me,
everything. So
Yeah,
Like I said, I
the
was
thing is
only a
like
kid.
funny, like things that are constant
didn't
like
like the
obstacles
crocodile
for the
in
main
Peter Pan
characters in
either.
some other adventure games, and how they are never like obstacles for other ones. It's another one that is like the Monkey Island series. It's like Guybrush. There's always a point in the game somewhere where Guybrush is like out of money or needs money for something.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yet, and in Broken Sword and in Gabriel Knight, it's almost never. Well, actually, except in this game, there's one puzzle that involves money, but it almost like Gabriel just whips out a wallet. At least in the later games. In the first game, he's broke, but
yeah, there's this one point where you need like $100, and that's like
Maybe
all
I'll check
your
out the
store
Krön
has.
Museum.
But
I'm
Yeah.
sure you'll find it useful, George.
yeah, Monkey Island. I only played now the first 2, and both times there was the point where you had to like collect pieces of 8, like through different things to do. And
yeah. In the third game too, there's like a point where you have to prove. In the third game, there's a point where you have to prove that you can find treasure, and it's funny because at the very beginning you pick up a bag of wooden coins. So.
oh man, that's this fucking Monkey Island. Like I don't know if the third one. I know they have. I want to get actually the version of Monkey Island where they have it, because I wanted to play. I played through the old versions, but I want to also get the ones where you can switch. And now they have also Day of the Tentacle, which also includes Maniac Mansion. So
Oh yeah. I haven't gotten that yet as of yet. It just came out, but I will get it very soonish.
Yeah,
Okay.
you told me that's like
monsieur?
one of the only
you
LucasArts adventure games you haven't been through yet.
Yeah, there's only 3 that I have not played, and that is one of the 3.
But
The other 2
Lavino does
are
work
the
here.
first
Well,
Indiana Jones adventure
I
game, which
wouldn't
is
go so far as to
Last
call
Crusade.
it that.
I'm playing that at
Then
the
of course
moment.
Labyrinth, but Labyrinth is kind of, you know,
forgotten.
forgotten.
Not
Labyrinth is
today.
kind of weird because it's technically the first LucasArts adventure, but it's a text adventure because they didn't. This was just
Yeah,
before
a text
they-
adventure, but one where you don't actually have to type, I suppose, in a way, because they had the menu system in that. But it wasn't a Scum game yet, because that only came
No,
with
no,
Maniac Mansion.
it's a graphical text adventure, so it's like a step towards the point-and-click games, but
Yep.
it's not quite there yet. You know, it's
Do you
like
know anything about medieval manuscripts?
it's a very different
Not me,
beast.
monsieur.
Like you
I
could
am no
almost
scholar.
like it's definitely not in the Scum games category.
It is the uniform,
but-
I guess.
Yeah.
It's one of the weird ones, and most people don't know even if
And they
it
ask you to park their
exists.
They asked me to
Yeah.
party. No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
This is the
Whereas
museum
you
guard
know
is a
next
random
to
character.
nothing about history.
Of course not.
That's pretty
All
funny
I am
dialogue
saying
you can
is,
have with him,
I
but it's
am no
completely
scholar,
irrelevant.
Not like Monsieur
Yeah,
Lavino.
he's pretty funny. I like him.
Thanks for your help.
And I love the way he says that, too. Thanks for your help. Okay. And okay, here is the first big plot
In the
movement.
case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
Ireland.
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
All right, so at this point you can actually just go straight to the airport and head off to Loch Marn if you
The
want.
tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript.
But there's actually I think I want to go to talk to Nico. You can do it after this part too. But Nico then shows you the magazine that has a story about Professor Pegram, who's the one who
Yeah.
actually found the tripod.
Okay, this is something that I had a problem
So
with.
yeah, here's the airport. But let's go talk to Nico first,
Yeah.
because you can technically do this after the course, but I'm pretty sure like we'll forget to do it.
I just want to say this one thing is that for the game that really bothered me, there's a point in the game there's actually one puzzle where you do need money, you know?
Yeah, like I said, it's a bit late in the game.
But it doesn't make sense because the guy has to be loaded because you're just traveling and there's no problem. You're just traveling to all these different countries. And okay, so he's
I
a
found the
lawyer,
tripod.
so it would make sense.
in the
he's-
museum. It
that
belonged
he has
to the
money.
Templars. It
So,
was
but
dug
then
up
he
in
cannot
Ireland
like
at a
pay that
place
one.
called
It's not even a
Loch
huge amount of
I
money,
have heard of
really.
Loch Marn.
Especially if you can
I
afford
read
to
an
travel
article
to all
about the
these
castle.
countries.
Take a look for yourself.
But oh well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the thing.
It might be. I think it might have been in the second game. No,
A
it's
popular
in this
gossip.
one.
No, it's in this one. It's when
You
you
read
go to
that
Syria
rubbish?
and you meet the
The
Hendersons.
Syria,
I
yeah,
have
the
here.
Hendersons, yeah.
Twain and Pearl.
Well, because you got to sell them the fake statues.
Oh yeah.
Professor Nigel Pegram excavating the medieval castle.
I
of
don't
Loch
remember
Marn.
now.
That's
I think
strange.
the excuse
What?
might be that
He
George
resigned his
doesn't
chair
have
at
like
Durham
cash
University
when
in
he is
order
in
to
Syria
devote
because
his
you
time
have to
Oh,
be the taxi driver
Not only that,
and he only accepts cash.
but he canceled the filming of a fourth
Oh,
series.
then
of
he
his
then he's
popular
just a
television
dumbass that he
program.
didn't take cash. So he's got credit cards, okay, and checks or something.
Yeah. Well, we'll see it once we do get to the Syria part. You can groan and complain more about it once we
Yeah,
get
that's
there.
true.
Loch Marn must be awful important to him.
He's a professor
But
of
I must
history.
say, from
They're
all the
cuckoo.
locations,
All the
Ireland is
same,
my favorite.
I'd like to talk
for
to this
sure.
Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Like there's some.
Obviously, my favorite.
That I
Well,
want
I don't
to
want to
go in.
spoil it because
I
it's
want
at the
to
very
follow
end
up
of the
the Belotta
game.
case.
I'm sure people
If
know
you
already
really
if they
think
played
Vikram's
this,
gem is
if they're
important, why
watching
don't
this.
you
But
visit
of
Lochmar?
course, at the very, very
On my
end, you
own?
go to
I'm
Scotland.
not so sure about that. Where is Ireland
Well,
exactly?
a lot of the exciting stuff in the game happens there, so that's probably the reason more.
Well, that's true. The area for Scotland. I'm just talking about for the NPCs because
Oh
that's
yeah. Oh yeah, the little kid in Ireland. I love
What do
that
you
guy.
know about Professor
the
Pegram?
kid, but
I've
also
seen a
the
television
entire
program.
pub. It just
Yeah.
Vikram's
like
past.
it
He's
just
written
feels
a
like a
book,
real
The
like
Crusader
stereotypical
Families of
Irish pub.
Ireland.
You know, like
I'll bet
they
he'd be
did a good
interested in the
job.
manuscript.
Yeah. All right.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is kind of funny because, like I said, Nico will show you that picture of him if you talk to her after you come back from Ireland. But literally, you can just kind of head off to the airport, fly to Ireland, and then call her from the pub, and she'll be like really surprised, like all of a sudden you were in Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did talk to her before I went to Ireland, so I didn't.
Yeah, it makes
that.
sense to do that too. Okay, here's the map of Europe.
See, I thought because you see these little pictures from like there's the German, Bavarian guy, there's the Italian, there's the Greek guy. so I thought-
Makes you think that you're gonna go to all these places.
yeah, I said, oh wow, you can go to that many locations. That's pretty cool. But then not even close. You know, it's like
Yeah. I guess they just because they thought that if they just had a map here, it would look kind of boring.
yeah.
Then there's Paris and Lochmarn. But okay. Now let's head off to Ireland. What's
Yeah.
really funny is that British people can't apparently say the island of Ireland.
Several hours later, I arrived
they say
in Ireland.
island of
the Emerald
Ireland.
Isle. I did not
Okay.
take a bus from Dublin to the tiny village
Island
of
of
Lochmar.
Ireland.
On the way out, the driver
They,
told me
don't,
there was
they don't
only
say
one
the
service a
R
day.
in Ireland. They just say island.
Yep.
All right.
I
And speaking
also-
of the kid, here's the kid we were
Yep.
talking about. So let's talk to him quickly, and then we can end the episode.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
I'm George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird
Few
thing for George to
sandwiches
say.
short at a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid.
Yeah, this
it
kid
your
is just
dad?
great, like the way he bullshits his way
sir.
through this
Yep,
whole
yep.
thing.
He
Yeah.
drinks every last penny down his evil throat.
And it's pretty like
Here's the
eloquent
poor
for a
old
little
mother.
kid too.
Bedridden and dying of
I guess that's
presumption.
kind of like a running
tried to
gag
buy her medicine.
in these games.
Shop
It's like all the
firewood
kid
for father
characters like
Mahoney
super
till me fingers
super
bled.
smart
The old
and nosy and
skinflint cheated me too.
what's the word
But
I'm
I
looking
took the
for?
pennies he gave me. back
Inquisitive.
home. Look,
Inquisitive,
Ma,
but yes too,
says
but also
I.
like acting older than
See
they
what
actually
your
are.
darling son
Yeah,
was
yeah.
burnt with
What's the
his
word
own
there's a word
sweat
for
and
that.
blood. When
And now it's
suddenly
bothering me because I can't
me
remember
dad
it.
appears and grabs
I
the
can't
loot.
think of it either.
I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Oh yeah, this is a funny.
Do you
thing
know a man called Pegram?
that
Can
it
you
says here?
describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Yeah.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, because he's not here now. But if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what
If
Pegram
I
was
see him,
like?
I ask him.
Yeah.
Digging for buried treasure, jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Do you know anything about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere
Oh, here
near
it is.
I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
Didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyway.
Yep.
Oh boy.
See you later, kid.
All right,
Okay,
but
mister.
I think we'll end it there for now, and when we come back, we'll explore the rustic charms of Ireland a bit more. So see you then.